Well, good morning, Bear Creek. Welcome to another beautiful day to worship our Lord. This week, Pastor Brooke is surprising his mom, so keep him and Cindy in your prayers, and us also, because we are unattended. There is no one in charge. Actually, Jesus is in charge whether Brooke's here or not. So that's good news. Here's a few things going on, and they're mostly education related. But before we have education, the most important thing, other than Jesus being in charge, food. Ladies, you have a luncheon this coming Saturday, the 18th, at 11:30 to 1 o'clock. It's going to be fun. It's going to be food. It's going to be in the lobby. So be here. Invite all your friends, all 200 of them. Get them here. Have fun. But seriously, it should be a really good time. Now to our classes. We've got a few, and in fact, so many I have to consult my notes. First, Tammy Jane, our new preaching person today, is going to be teaching a class from one of my favorite songs, Dear Younger Me. It's looking at that song by Mercy Me. A book's been written about it, to say, if you could say anything to your younger self, what would it be? Would you tell yourself to stay focused on family, focus on Jesus, maybe start putting 10% aside so you could have that interest, that compound interest I hear rumors about? It could be a wonderful class, so I encourage you to get to know Tammy Jane and also get to know your younger self. Next class. David Orendorff, Pastor Dave, Dr. O, whatever you call him, he's going to be studying Marcus Borg and a few other guys with the class. Why did Jesus come when he came? David and I were actually talking about this over dinner the other day. Didn't know he was teaching a class on this. Why did Jesus choose the first century, the Roman Empire, the Pharisees, the Jerusalem? Why did he have the confrontation with the religious leaders he confronted with? Jesus came in history. It's not just a feeling, not just a mystic presence. Jesus was a real man, God in the flesh. We just celebrated that. He rose from the dead. That's what we celebrate at Easter. Real guy, real places, really reigning in heaven, but he chose first century Palestine. And the question is why? Why did he do this? And we're going to find out. So join Dave and Marcus Borg and everyone else in that class. Last but not least, Pastor Brooke is doing Exploring My Stranger Bible. This is going to be a pod class based on a podcast. So if you're free and can be there at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, watch the podcast, listen to the podcast, and you can join in for live discussion. But some people, like me, have day jobs, but you can listen to the podcast, and we created a Facebook message community so we can all discuss these things together. I've been listening to some of these, and it's amazing. Great story about the resurrection, great stories about Jesus' teachings on heaven and hell. Brooke's going to start the very first part of the class, of the podcast series, was on the book of Jonah. So he's going to look at that, how Jonah was really not a great guy. The bad guys, the Assyrians, repented. Jonah was hard-hearted. What's all this mean? What's going on? This is crazy talk. Find out more Tuesday. So anyways, lots going on. Let's all study our Bibles. Let's all love each other. But now, let's keep worshiping our Lord. God bless.